Look now at the Ielts speaking test. The Ielts speaking test is designed to be as close to a real-life situation as possible. So during the speaking test, you talk to a certified examiner. The speaking test is interactive and it attempts to mimic real-life situations. A variety of different accents may be used and the test is recorded. The content of the Ielts speaking test is the same for both the Ielts academic and Ielts general training tests. The Ielts speaking test is designed to assess a wide range of skills. The examiner will want to see how well you can communicate your opinions and information on everyday topics and common experiences. To do this, you will need to answer a range of questions. During the speaking test, you will need to speak at length on a given topic using appropriate language. So you will need to be able to organize your ideas coherently. You will need to express and justify your opinions. You may have to analyze, discuss, and speculate about issues. During the test, you will need to relax and talk fluently and as naturally as possible. The Ielts speaking test consists of 3 parts, and the whole speaking test takes 11 to 14 minutes. Part 1 is called the Introduction and Interview, and it lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. During Part 1, you will answer questions about familiar topics. Part 2 is called the Long Turn. It lasts for 3 to 4 minutes, and you will speak at length on a given topic. Part 3 is called the Discussion. It lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. During the discussion, you will talk about a chosen issue, and you'll need to give your own opinion on this topic. So let's look a little bit more closely at each part of the test. During Part 1, the Introduction and Interview, the examiner will introduce themselves and ask you to introduce yourself and confirm your identity. You can use a passport, driver's license, or identification card to do that. Once you have confirmed your identity, the examiner will ask you general questions on familiar topics such as your home, family, work, studies, and interests. This section should help you to relax and talk naturally. Part 2 is known as the Long Turn. During the Long Turn, the examiner will give you a task card which asks you to talk about a particular topic, including points that you should cover during your talk. Before you speak, you will be given 1 minute to prepare and make notes. You will then be asked to talk for 1 to 2 minutes on the topic you have been given. You will not be interrupted by the examiner during this time, so it is important to keep talking. Once you have finished, the examiner may then ask you 1 or 2 more questions about the topic you have just spoken about. Speaking Part 3 is known as the Discussion, because it is a 2-way discussion between you and the examiner. During the discussion, the examiner will ask you further questions which are connected to the topic you spoke about in Part 2. These questions are designed to give you an opportunity to discuss more abstract issues and ideas that can be interpreted in different ways. There are 4 criteria that are used to assess you during the speaking test: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. Scores are given in whole and half bands, for example, 5.0, 5.5, 6.0. Looking more closely at the assessment criteria, we can see that fluency is the ability to maintain a flow of language without unnatural hesitation. Can you talk continuously at a natural speed without long pauses or repetition of words or ideas? And do you use fillers like or hesitate when you're speaking? Coherence is the logical organization, development, and connection of ideas. Do you stay on topic when you are speaking? Are you able to express your ideas and opinions? When you speak, do things follow a logical order or progression? And are you easy to understand? Lexical resource is most commonly known as vocabulary, and this is looked at by the examiner. They look to see if you use a variety of different words, or do you often repeat words? And also, do you use uncommon or unusual words when you're speaking? Grammatical range and accuracy, or as we commonly call it, grammar, is very important. Are things like pronouns used correctly, such as he, him, his when referring to a male, or she or her when referring to a female? Do you use the correct tenses, past, present, or future? Do you create long sentences and use a variety of structures when you're speaking? And finally, pronunciation. Natural sounding speech and good pronunciation of words will help to achieve higher band scores. Using correct word stress, sentence stress, and intonation will help to make your speech clearer and easier to understand.